What is going on, guys, and welcome back to Touchdowns to Home Runs. My name's Bernie. Thank you for joining us today on the Touchdowns to Home Runs post-game show. I hope that your day is going absolutely fantastic. Now, when I'm starting to film this video right now, we're about a minute away from getting a final score from this year's PlayStation Fiesta Bowl. The number 10 Iowa State Cyclones currently hold a 34-17 lead over the number 25 Oregon Ducks. Now, coming into this game, I expected this one to be a very interesting game. I think we did get a pretty interesting game. Really sloppy play from Oregon. We'll break that down sort of later on in the video. But coming into this game, quite a few headlines to go over. Obviously, the 50th Fiesta Bowl of all time. Purdy and Shough, the starting quarterbacks from both Oregon and Iowa State, both from Arizona, have known each other from their childhoods for a very long time. So a bit of history in this game. And also in terms of an actual matchup perspective, it was an interesting one. Iowa State has massive pass catchers in terms of their height and an average of 7 inches of advantage over the Oregon DBs, who have done a very fantastic job this season of forcing turnovers. So it was sort of a really interesting matchup. Now today, we're going to do a quick game summary. We'll go over the box score and quickly break down some of the stats from this game. And then at the end of the video, I'll give sort of a season summary and an outlook for both Oregon and Iowa State. But in terms of this game, I mean, a really fast start when you look at it in terms of what these two teams did offensively. You look at Iowa State's first drive, they did essentially everything they wanted. And then an Oregon answer right away. Absolutely fantastic. I thought Shough played amazing. Even though he ended up getting benched after that, you know, I thought in the first drive he looked a lot more confident, something that we have only seen periodically throughout the season, especially, with the high expectations that he had coming into the season to fill in the shoes of Justin Herbert. Second quarter, I thought we started to see Oregon's secondary break down a little bit. The touchdown that gave Iowa State 14-7 was a wide open touchdown pass. I think there were a few different situations where the Iowa State receivers, for whatever reason, just got really wide open, whether that was on the shorter passes or that longer pass again for the touchdown there. Oregon, huge 1 yard line stand on fourth down after an Oregon fumble. Oregon's fumbles were really awful today. It was really sloppy play. We look at 3 turnovers, 2 on muffed punts, and 3 fumbles overall. Really sloppy from Oregon. And not to take anything from Iowa State away, but Oregon really did shoot themselves in their foot. Oregon got bit, leading tackler ejected for targeting. I thought Purdy was really good, and overall a really clean game from Iowa State. Let's move on to the box score. In terms of Oregon, we'll start with, as I said before, Shough started the game for Oregon, but got benched, only got brought back later on in the game. It was mostly Anthony Brown, who passed 12 for 19, 147 yards. No touchdowns through the air for Oregon. Both touchdowns came from Anthony Brown on the ground. Dye led the way, 8 carries, 52 yards. Anthony Brown had 4 carries and 36 yards. Oregon struggled at times to run the ball, 18 carries, 86 yards. Defensively, I thought Oregon was pretty good. They were playing in the shorter part of the field for quite a bit of the game because of the fumbles, but I thought they did a really good job to give their offense some opportunities to climb back into this game, especially in the second half where they only allowed 6 points. I thought especially Jamal Hill played really good. He had some great defensive plays in the first and second half. This guy's a fantastic player, really quick. I thought he had some amazing tackles. His closing speed is fantastic, and I think that Jamal Hill, at least on the Oregon Ducks side, was definitely the best defensive player that we saw today. If we flip over to the Iowa State side, Brock Purdy, I mean, you have high expectations now for him, a veteran at Iowa State, one of the best to ever do it in that program. You look today, he was really solid, 20 for 29 passing, 156 yards, 1 touchdown in the air, also another touchdown on the ground, 9 carries, 39 yards in the running game for him. I thought what he did really well today was not force anything. There were a lot of situations where, yes, he made good passes, but I was more impressed when he was able to sit in the pocket, go through his reads, and then take off, especially up the middle, and get out of the pocket. I thought that he did a really good job. I thought we saw that a few times this game, and I think that really showed sort of the progressions that Brock Purdy has made over the course of his career with Iowa State. I thought he showed a real veteran presence in the quarterback position today. And then Hall led the way for them on the ground rushing. He had a pretty good game, 34 carries, 136 yards, and 2 touchdowns on the ground. Charlie Kolar led the way, 5 receptions, 53 yards in the air. Xavier Hutchison also had 4 receptions, 45 yards, and a bunch of other guys for them were in double digits. I mean, when we look at Iowa State and what they were able to do defensively today, I mean, we're looking at a team who really stopped Oregon on both sides of the ball. When you look in the running game and the passing game, you're looking at an Oregon team that was 0 for 3 on third down. And that's not only because Oregon, themselves struggled offensively. Iowa State was consistently putting them in really difficult situations. And I think that's a big credit to Iowa State. Again, I think a lot of this game came down to the 4 turnovers, the 3 fumbles lost. But again, Iowa State, it was a really clean game. I think if you're Iowa State, you're really happy with the way that your team sort of turned it around this season, and definitely to go home with this Fiesta Bowl win. In terms of Oregon, I mean, they end the season a little disappointing. They're going to end with a record that is not great by any means. You'll end the season with a 4-3 record. I had high expectations for Oregon coming into this game after their win against 13 USC. In their last game, but they really struggled all season long. Again, I think it starts at the quarterback position with Shough. Obviously, huge shoes to fill, but I mean, he had high expectations, and he sort of came to Oregon as a really confident guy, but we didn't really see that throughout the season. He lacked consistency, and it's really unfortunate. I mean, you feel for the guy. He has a really unfortunate story with his mom battling cancer since he's 5 years old. And, I would have loved for him to have a great game today with his mom in attendance, for the first time in his collegiate career. But, I mean, I think if you're Oregon, you write this off as a COVID season, like a lot of, some of the other teams did. If we look at like a Penn State type team, and you look ahead towards sort of the recruiting class you're bringing in next year and the team that you guys are going to put on the field next year. I mean, you guys are going in with the 6th ranked recruiting class in 2021, highlighted by guys like Kingsley Suamataia. You got Troy Franklin there, a wide receiver, and also getting your quarterback in Ty Thompson, an absolutely phenomenal kid. I mean, I think he's definitely next in line for the Oregon Ducks. If we look for the Cyclones, I mean, they had an interesting season. You talk about a really awful 31-34 week 1 loss against Louisiana Lafayette, but they really turned it around. They had some quality wins. You're looking at an 18 win against Oklahoma, 17 win against Texas, and their only losses were that week 1 and then against 6 Oklahoma State and against 10 Oklahoma. And again, I said it at the beginning of the video, I think that this bowl game was really the season-defining moment for both of these teams. And you look at an Iowa State team who, if they had ended this season with a 9-4 record, that would be a really quality 9-4 when you look at the teams that they lost to and what they did after week 1. But they end the season, inside the top 10, 10-3 record, some, 2 top 10 losses, a couple ranked wins as well. I think it's a team who turned it around this season. It definitely could have been a real struggle after what we saw in week 1, but they definitely got it sorted out. And again, a great way to end the season against the Oregon Ducks. But if you guys did make it to this point in the video, I do want to hear your thoughts down in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys thought of this Fiesta Bowl, because it definitely was a good one. Let me hear it down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a thumbs up, subscribe to Touchdowns to Home Runs for more content just like this. Also, if you haven't already, make sure to check out the Touchdowns to Home Runs store. The link for that will be down in the description down below. But again, if you guys made it to this point in the video, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again next time.